This is La Madame. I hope everyone is having a fabulous morning. Today I woke up to the roosters crowing. Um, I believe it's pigeons that are very near. It's a pigeon nest somewhere, and so they wake me up with their hoot hoot and stuff like that. But I slept very well. Thank you. So this is La Madame. Welcome. It looks like you caught me at a good time. I do want to apologize if you hear like extra noise. I have the window cracked open, um, and so we'll hear stuff. Okay, we'll hear stuff. There's no way of getting around that. But I had to let some air in because I have a candle lit. I believe it's sandalwood. Yeah. So today I wanted to do a quick little reading. I'm recording on two different devices. So if one cuts off, I'll just go ahead and make a short video out of that one. Forgive me. And if the other's still going on, then it's still going on. So I've been wanting to use my deck. It's been a while. This is for springtime, okay? This is a springtime deck. This morning I'm in the mood for some good karma. Good karma. So I want to bring in good energy at this time. And not to say that my other cards are karmic, but they're rather explicit. So anyhow, let's get to it. A lot of this card, I believe this deck is the one is a oracle. Oh shoot, I don't get to me looking around. It's an oracle deck, and a client of mine gave it to me, and so we'll use this one. It's a deck. It's very interesting. It's about spring. It's a spring edition one, and it's just about using kitchen witch type of things, like maybe different incense or different smells. Maybe if you want to, it's about nature. So let's get to it, guys. So the first card is Douglas Fir, respect and wisdom. So I like the drawing on this card and stuff. So it's Douglas Fir. So when I think of Douglas Fir, I do think about the season of I want to say a harvest season. Let's just say harvest because we're safe to say harvest. It's kind of like a harvesting season. I think of Douglas Fir, Christmas trees around when it's going to start, when the season is just reaping. And so it's asked from an ancestor. If you can look in the sky, it's an ancestor up there, and I believe that he wants us to know, to respect nature and to respect ourselves. So I think that's awesome. Let's keep going. Yarrow, craftsmanship, confrontation. So at this time, I feel that the energy that's in the air is we need to appreciate what life has to offer us. This one is pretty much showing the nighttime. I see something's going on. Don't get to asking me what those stars line up at. I'm not sure what the planet is, but this reminds me of the nighttime, like tonight. Um, you know, Craftsmanship, things that happen at night. You can get real crafty with your hands. You might want to feel more motivated to build things, um, to create things from the beginning to the end. And so it says yarrow. And I do see a yin and a yang symbol on his back. So I believe this has a lot to do with twin flame. Maybe your other person is mirroring you at this time. Let's keep going. If you can listen, you can hear the hoo hoo and I hear you. I hear you. I've been hearing you since this morning. Gee whiz. Like I said, it's this is their turf. The animals. It's nothing I can do about it. But sometimes it does kind of annoy me because it's like I'm woke. I hear you. I hear you. So anyway, let's keep going. So blue tansy, imagination and elasticity. So at this time, I feel like this is an energy where maybe you may be in the mood for dancing, or I don't know if it's springtime. Most definitely spring forward. It's like a time where you should show off. Just show off your. What's the word I want to say? Oh, I want to say show off your talents. This is a time to show off your talents, what you're good at. Let it come out. Let the offspring just fall off your tongue. Let it come naturally. Blue tansy. And so, again, I'll show you the picture because I think these pictures are awesome. Yeah, awesome. Again, this is Lamadam. Birch, support and union. It's important for us to support others. Everyone has a place in this world, and it's good to support, who supports us back. That's important because, you want to get back what you give sometimes. And sometimes it doesn't go in that order. Sometimes it just takes for a person to give more and receive less. And that's okay too, as long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. So I feel like it's a time to support one another. Find someone to support, a support group, and things of that nature. Just be more supporting because we all have to live here. I hear an ambulance coming. There's a fire truck and a some sort of maybe Navy base or something is kind of close. But anyhow, so you'll hear things. Forgive me. So let's read one more. Black pepper, destructive patterns. Ooh. So black pepper. You might want to use black pepper too. Use black pepper. A lot of people now that's a kitchen routine. It's a kitchen. This is you can use pepper as magic, and it's to keep the goblins away. And so that's for the kitchen witches that are out there. I am a kitchen witch, but I am a friendly one. I serve the highest white light. Okay, I'm into white magic, not dark. However, I am very educated in dark magic. But black pepper is a remedy. It's been around for years, and you can use this to keep negativity far from you if you use it the right way. And, if you're intent as well, let's just say it to say the least. So, yeah, that was the first part of, these little cards. I think they're awesome. It's springtime, it's really colorful. I can start using these during the day. I think they're awesome. So, let me keep going while I can. You know what? Let's use the karmic ones. Now, these or karmic, but it's good karmic. Okay, let's pick a card here because I feel like one of these videos are going to end at exactly 10 minutes. So let's read. Let's just read. Let's just read. Lamadam, guys. So let's see. Mars and in the first house and Saturn, Mars and Saturn. Right now, the moon and the elements and stars and everything are aligned. There's more than one planet that's hanging around at this time. So you're going to feel a pull of different energies. It's saying to defend, you might have to defend what you feel is right for yourselves. This may be a time where people or persons are taking more than they should. That could be meaning time, more of whatever. They're taking too much and it's leaving you deplenished. So at the time, maybe defend what you feel is right at this time during the full moon. Most definitely look out. That's more like a lookout type of warning. And it says defend immediately. So act on it. Don't give it time to seep in and you got to nip it in the bud. It's kind of like when you know that you're around a rather bad crowd or a crowd that's not very nice, you don't want to sit in it too long to see what they're going to do because you already know what they're going to do. They're going to do some very ugly things. So it's always better to kind of when you first get when your intuition tells you and kind of pulls at you and tells you, something's about to happen. Dun, 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 dun. When you get that vibe, that means to look out. And then, of course, be realistic about yourself, be open about yourself, keep it real 100. Saturn's here, a lot of the Capricorn, moody type of signs, but yet stern. And this is a time to go get it, to go get what it is that you need that you feel like you want to go get it. This is the time to do it. Bring in, guys, the energy that you will have that's going to articulate with yourself, that's going to combine, that's going to enhance your life. So you want to take what's for you. Don't take too much, but and try to save some for later because nothing stays the same. So you'll be reaping up karma that you don't really need to reap up. So for one of the videos, we're coming down to the end. I'll read one more. In Pisces, your dreams. Pay attention to your dreams. They're real. They're very real. Okay. And so pay attention to them. Listen to yourself and your vibes. Okay, so I'll continue. One of the videos cut off. I pretty much knew. Yeah, let's see. So I'll go ahead and push a pause to that video. Forgive me, guys. No, don't discard it. Don't discard nothing now. No, don't discard it. Just save it. Sorry, guys. I'm kind of new at this. Save the draft. Like I said, I have two things going on at once. Okay. Well, I don't know what the other phone is. Okay. So let's continue, guys. So yes, so I'm reading a deck that has a combination of the different houses and the different elements, and you know, the stars and planets and things like that. And then we also have some houses, the 12 houses in this deck. Um, so let's see what else we can find. Accept the way you project yourself. This is a time we're in the first house. So what that is meaning that there's 12 houses in everybody's sign, zodiac sign. We have 12. And out of those 12, this is where the different alignments and different things, the different energies, the different characteristics, the different yes, the characteristics play. A lot of times people think like, oh, okay, I'm a certain sign. Like, okay, I'm a I'm a Pisces, and so you think that that's all the elements you have is Pisces. But see, when it comes to astrology, you have different elements. The way the Earth revolves changes every 2.5 hours. We don't see the world going around, but in the planets up way high in space, there are things going on. Okay, and the way the Earth is lined up, there are certain elements and certain planets that come around, that come to visit one another, that complement one another. And we're going to be affected here on Earth. We're going to be affected by this. And so when you hear a person say moon sign, or they say sun sign, or they say rising sign, these are all elements that are in your sign. So it's really important that you get a reading. And you have to be very specific with the readings that you choose. You know, there's general readings, there's readings on your zodiac sign, there's readings on, you know, just sometimes you might want to know. It's a large group. This is so large, it's so big in this field. But I will say that if you want a reading to know your sun, rising, and all that, your elements of your zodiac sign, contact me. You can reach me. I will have some set prices. Go ahead and reach me through Instagram. Excuse me, not Instagram, because that page is private. You won't get in unless I accept you, and I don't accept persons that don't respect me on that channel. So you won't get in unless I really know you, and at least and if I'm really sure or certain that you're not weird, then you know. And so sorry for that in advance. But I'm very blunt. You can reach me at YouTube station La Madame 6119, and you can reach me on TikTok. I'm on TikTok fooling around half the time, and that is La Madame 707. And so, if you're interested in finding out your moon, rising, sun sign, and some information, contact me. And yeah, most definitely we can get this started because I got to start somewhere. And I've been doing readings for a while now. You know, I'm just sharing it with all of you. So, once again, this is La Madame. I hope you're enjoying so far. So let's get back to it, guys. So I was talking about the houses and the planets and things like that. So accept the way you project yourself. Trust in yourself. No one else is going to put that much trust in you the way you will. And so at some point, you have to do that. You know, that's just really big of you. It's asked of you. It's what is asked of you. And so we never stop learning. You know, this is something that we learn at a very young, in your adolescence, all the way up until your adulthood. You have to project yourself the way that you will project yourself. When you get up to go to an interview, you get up and you decide what you should wear, or does someone tell you what to wear? Sometimes some people need more help than others. But ask yourself these type of questions. When you have a presentation or in school, you have a presentation and you have to stand up in front of the class, college, speaking of, and you have to stand up in college, you have to project yourself because you have to get the students and everyone to be aligned and in tune with what you're trying to sell them. And you want it to be realistic. You want them to see, look at a situation in a different way. And so it's asking that you project yourselves the way you will. Very positive. Also, be concerned about. Sometimes it's not just about yourself and what's going on with you. Be concerned with others, love one another, respect one another, check on one another. This is asked of us to do. If you want good karma, you want to bring good karma, start there. Take it back to old school, like where in school where they taught you be nice and kind, share your toys, share your books, learn to share. Take it back to that. Yeah, we get so used to having it all mine, 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 and I built this empire, it's mine. I get that. We all get it, okay? And so it's just time to share some of that, share some goodness with someone. And it says your idealization of. So whatever you feel, there's no right or wrong way. People will call you weird, they'll call you names, and you mustn't listen to that mess. Don't listen to other persons, listen to your heart, listen to yourself. If you made it this far, why wouldn't you make it another distance? Don't let people and their negativity, don't let people put things on you and dump things on you. Be who you are, be proud of who you are, show the light. I'm sure that there's someone else out there that feels or thinks the way you do, that will compliment you, that respects your words. So, yep. So let's keep going. I'll read one more deck. This is the New Orleans deck, and I hope everyone's doing well. Okay, let's read. Body balance. It's asked that we balance our body, mind, body, and soul. We work on those things. If you're interested in the way spirituality goes, you might want to start with getting in tune with your intuition. You're going to hear intuition a lot, and if you're wondering what intuition is, that's a good question because that's really what spirituality is. It's listening to your intuition. It's listening to direction. It's listening to knowledge and learning. And it's a good start. So it's asked that but it says body balance. So at this time, it's asked that maybe you get more physical with your body, start moving your body parts, start moving parts that you don't move a lot. If you haven't went for a run in a while, decide maybe on a weekend or a day out the week, say, you know what, I'm going to run a mile. It's been a while since I ran a mile. I used to run a mile back in school days. Let me see if I can still run a mile. Set up some goals and things like that, or do 2 miles, or do something that gets you out of what you're used to is what it's asking. Let's keep reading. End of cycle. End of cycle. It's the end of winter time, and now we're into spring. We know this. We can early in the morning, like I was saying, you can hear the roosters crowing and life is crowing. The trees are blowing a certain type of way. You could smell the air. You could smell the season. Uh, Winter is leaving little by little. There's still a little residue left from winter. A lot of different places around the world may still be cleaning up snow, and may still be cleaning up rain and things like that. But we all are going to get hit by it at some way. The way the world revolves, the planet revolves, we're all going to be touched in our own ways. So in California, it might not be raining, but in New Mexico, it might be whatever, or it might, different things are going on in different parts of this world, but we're all affected, or we've all been affected at some point. So, yeah, there's an end of a new cycle, and we all know that at the end of that cycle, there's going to be a new cycle started. And I love the beginning of things. I love that. I love that we have a second chance at life. Let's keep reading. Growth. It's asked to take what you know and to continue moving on, keeping on. It's kind of like we all carry a light within ourselves. We're really no different between male and female. A lot of people think like, oh, males are so different. Yeah, you can say that, but there's only one thing that's different about a male and a female. And I'm not going to go into that, but use your minds and really figure out what it is I'm trying to say. There's not a difference between men and women. There's only one difference between men and women. Other than that, we all have the same thing. Everything is lined up. We both have a heart. The heart is in the same place. We all have different body parts. They may be in different places or shifted a little to the left, a little to the right, maybe down or up, sideways or whatever. But we're all pretty much the same. So when people say, "Oh, men are from planet Mars," we're speaking of not necessarily anatomy or necessarily like that. We're speaking on, the way people learn. Their learning is different. Just like a person, what makes the difference between a left-handed person and a right-handed person? A left-handed person will use a certain side of their brain more than a right-handed person would use, and the person that's right-handed, will use what they're comfortable with. And then we have some persons that are used to using both. They can use their left hand and their right hand. So we're all, when you think about it, there's really no difference between male and female. There's only one difference, and we know what that is. So, that being said, be proud of who you are, okay? Be proud of who you are. I know that's hard to say. I know that's easier said than done. I know. I get that, and I say that because, persons may not like the body that they're in. They may want to, project and change things about themselves, and that's your own personal right. But I still have to say to the ones that don't get body work, that don't get things done, I have to say to them that I I really do. My hands, I'm giving you a high five, as well, that you decided to just take what you have and not care about what other people say. And it's worth giving you a compliment. So I'm complimenting those that are really out here, embracing what they have to give. And then to the ones that are enhancing, some people need a little more help than others. And so at this time, it's good to just grow, make sure that you're growing in the right direction, that you're adding. You always want to add, you don't want to subtract, because all the time, sometimes we do have to subtract, we have to take a loss. But most of the time, we want to upgrade, we want to go higher. We don't want to get so high that we have to come all the way down. That means that all that hard work we put into it's ruined, it's over with, it's so we want to stay high. We want to vibe high. Always vibe high. Keep it growing, keep it moving, keep it going. And the last card I'm willing to talk about is Speak Your Truth. It's very important to let some of these things out. We can stay to ourselves. We can, and when I say we, I'm talking about even sometimes when, you know, um, I am in my phase where what's the word I want to say? you know, um, well, let me use a different example to others that can understand. Sometimes persons are shy, okay? They're very shy and they do not trust the words, or they don't trust themselves enough. And so at this point in time and in the season, it's time to let it out. The butterflies, everything is going on. Life is going on. People are lifing out here. Don't miss out on your opportunity and just be a fly on the wall. Don't just sit on the wall like some wallpaper, or don't let yourself just dust sitting up on a shelf. Let yourselves shine. And so, that being said, you've heard it from La Madame. I'm coming to you with a very good spirit. I'm feeling good. I hope everyone's doing well. I can do more reads like this. Reach out, you guys. I am kind of looking for a little. I think I'm ready to take on a little bit more. I'm new to the platform, although I don't know if 6 months is really new or not. But I have a lot to learn. I'm willing to learn. Um, I want to thank all my fans and people that watch me, people that go through my moments with me. You've seen me in my highs and lows. I'm steady growing, grooving. I keep myself motivated, and I learn from a lot of you as well. I wasn't just born like this. I went through life. Life pulled me through the trenches, and I'm here. I'm here, and I'm well. And so I just want to thank each and every one of you. And I hope that you have an awesome rest of your day. Ramadan.